I don't know who they are. I don't know what they want, but every night, someone different follows me home. Moving to a new city is hard. It's even harder when the city is nothing like where you grew up. I'm from the tropics where 70 degrees Fahrenheit is considered cold. Now I'm ankle deep in snow just out the front door. But for me, the biggest adjustment isn't the weather. It's the safety. Back home, you don't walk around with both earbuds in. You don't stop to chat with strangers. You always watch your back. My mom drilled that into my mind growing up. Crime, poverty, corruption. It's just a part of life out there. Muggings happen in broad daylight. Fights break out at the park. Junkies ask for money, for food. But if you offer to buy them the meal, they get aggressive. You learn not to engage. You learn to move quickly, keep your head down, and never give people you don't know a chance to get too close. Old habits die hard. Even here, in a relatively safe college town, I find myself glancing over my shoulder. Most of the time, it feels unnecessary, paranoid even, but not anymore. Because now I'm certain, every night, someone different follows me home. I take a rather strange route home most days. It's the fastest way with the bus line from work, but it's not exactly pedestrian friendly. I get off at the last stop, which is supposed to be for residents of the fancy new apartment towers. Not me though, I can't afford it. I cut through a nearby empty parking lot, into the overgrowth, step over the train tracks, across the road to the safety of the sidewalk, and down the hill to reach my building. I've never seen any person take this route. Never any footprints in the snow except my own, until the man in the blue top hat. That top hat made him impossible to ignore. At first I told myself I was being rude by staring. Just a weird fashion choice, nothing more. But something about him was off from the moment I spotted him on the bus. He sat stiffly, staring out the window, not scrolling on a phone, not reading a book, but chatting like everyone else. Not scrolling on a phone, not reading a book, not chatting like everyone else, just staring. His face was wrapped in a thick black scarf, his eyes hidden behind wide, dark gray lenses. He never shifted, never adjusted his posture, just still, like a perfectly posed mannequin teaching you how to properly and politely sit on the bus. When we reached the end of the line, there were only about 5 other left on the bus as usual. I got off first and started walking, glancing behind me, finally seeing the hat man in motion. Must be a resident of the Fancy Pants Towers, explains the top hat. But I saw him ignore the entrances and walk into the parking lot behind me. No one takes this way. No one. I picked up my pace, almost jogging as I reached the overgrowth at the edge of the lot. My foot caught a branch hidden in the mound of snow, and I nearly fell face first into the steel tracks. My heart pounded. As I threw a glance over my shoulder, he wasn't hurrying to keep up. He wasn't even trying to close the distance. He just walked, slowly, deliberately, as if he had all the time in the world. But I wanted nothing to do with him. By the time I reached the road, I was shaking. I stood at the edge, willing the cars to pass faster, desperate for a break in traffic. Finally, an opening. I bolted across, my shoes skidding on ice. My breath came in sharp gasps as I reached my building. I fumbled my keys, my fingers numb and clumsy. As soon as I got inside, I ran straight up to my apartment. My body screamed in relief, but my mind wouldn't let me rest. I had to check. I went to the window, expecting to see him still approaching the road and still coming towards my building. But when my eyes found him, I stopped breathing. Something was wrong. My brain scrambled for an explanation, my eyes darting to the road, the passing cars. Were they moving forward? Was the world still running in the right direction? Because he wasn't. He was walking backwards. Step for step, his feet landed exactly where mine had been, retracing my path in reverse. I watched him cross the road and disappear into the bush along the railroad. That was only the first occurrence. I couldn't sleep that night wondering what the hell I'd witnessed. Did I even see it? Did I make it up? Dreamt it? After a lazy weekend, Monday afternoon saw me on high alert, hoping not to see that hat man again. I didn't. I was relieved when I got on the bus and saw only normal people. At the last stop, I got off and began walking home. The parking lot, I saw another set of footprints in the snow, still present alongside mine. Proof. It was real. I checked behind me just to make sure that there was not a soul around me. Nothing. No one. Satisfied I was safe, I continued my way home. Into the bush, up and around the tracks. When I stopped to cross the road, though, I spotted a woman standing on the other side. That demeanor, that same vacant, unreadable posture. My body tensed, every nerve on edge. This wasn't him, but she was exactly like him. A blank stare towards nowhere. I had to remind my brain to keep breathing. Adrenaline was my only motivator to keep heading home. I hesitated. Crossing meant walking directly into her. Staying on this side meant trudging through uneven snow. I chose the latter. As soon as I began moving, so did she. But not towards me, not alongside me. She stepped into the road, not veering, not adjusting, but moving directly towards where I'd stopped in hesitation. Only once her feet landed where mine once were, did she actually follow. She walked where I had walked, each step landing exactly in my wake, like a shadow trailing behind time itself. I didn't know if I should be absolutely terrified or thankful. Now I didn't have to think twice about crossing. I almost got run over in my desperate dash towards the safety of my building. I shut the lobby door behind me and immediately looked through the glass to check. Just like the hat man, she retreated, walking backwards along my footsteps until she was out of sight. I began crying out of sheer uncertainty and fear, the incapability of comprehending what my eyes were transmitting to my brain. Exhausted, I walked upstairs to my home and fell asleep on the sofa. The next morning, I didn't want to leave my apartment. Nothing can follow me home if I don't leave in the first place, right? I wasn't sure what was happening, but I couldn't ignore it any longer. It wasn't just paranoia, something was wrong. The hat man, the woman, they weren't just two fucking freaks trying to mess with me. Their movements weren't random. There had to be a pattern. My mind raced with possibilities. I need to figure this out, to make sense of what was happening. So I grabbed the first thing I could, a notepad, and started scribbling down everything I'd seen, every detail, every movement. If I could map this out, maybe I could keep myself safe.